if it's a very rudimentarily easy system? What if it is someone like a Sam Deitch and he comes in and goes, all right, fellas.
Then the risk is the fans are like, this is trash. I hate watching this. We're not winning. Or
Have you seen what they're saying now?
I'm just saying. Look. It will be worse if you get rid of Southgate. That's a fact. England relegated from the Nations League, bro. Embarrassing. What
is it?
It is.
Because I think it is, but no one in England seems to care.
They don't care, but they're pretending they don't care because they've already been relegated.
Can I mention a stat? And this is from The Guardian, so I'm going to assume this is factual, which is another way of me saying I didn't look it up, okay? England had not beaten Italy away since 1961, which is a significant amount of time. That's from before you won the World Cup.
Been a minute.
You know what I mean? Where's the stat that I'm looking for? Wait a minute. Here, hold on.
What's that? What is the stat referring to?
You could talk while I do
you
this.
know the stat?
Here it is. England has no wins in its last 5. The worst such run since 2014 under Roy Hodgson.
Oh.
Roy Hodgson, who was old in 2014. It's only 1 goal for England during that sequence, and that was a Harry Kane penalty against Germany. There's only one other team in the Nations League that have failed to score an open goal in open play. You want to guess which one it is?
Which nation?
Guess.
That hasn't
The only
scored?
one other nation in Nations League that hasn't scored from open
Meaning
play.
every single group?
Everything. Trust me, it's everything. When I hear the name, you're going to know what we're talking about.
And then it has to be like San Marino.
It is! The one we used to make fun of England. San Marino is the only other team that hasn't scored from open play. In all of Nations League. In Europe, I'm assuming, obviously.
Yes. But then this kind of begs the question, how much should we care? Nations League is pretty new, right? What, 3 years old?
But this is a structure by which friendlies are going to get played. So that means when you want to prepare as a nation, they're like, enough with San Marino playing England, right? Because you guys are obviously in different tiers. Well, not so much anymore, because now England's not going to get to play, not going to get to prepare against Germany or Italy or some of these top tier teams anymore. Now they have to go against nations in the B League. It's going to be England versus, Belgium. No, I guess Belgium would be in the top.
It would be, who's in the B League now?
Let's look that up, because that's going to shift everything. Crimson Pizza says San Marino exists. A nice cold brew said England are in poor form, just like the U.S. men's national team. A lot less poor form for the the U.S. men's national team.
League B has in Group 1 is Scotland, Ukraine, Ireland, Armenia. Group 2, Israel, Iceland, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro. I mean, look, these are the second tier nations.
Also, you ain't gonna have an easy time either, bro. You want to go to Bosnia and Herzegovina, bro?
I mean, look, they should England win Nations League next time around and win this group and be promoted back to League A. I would hope so.
Mike Thomas. I hate you. He just said, they say it doesn't matter, but they're going to be in a group with Albania, Kazakhstan, and Montenegro next time. And all those Kazakhstan guys are going to be saying, my wife.
They're going to be doing Big Lebowski references.
What a long way to go to call back my thing. Absolutely wonderful.
There it
Shouts
is.
to you, Mike Thomas.
Dimitri said they may get to face Luxembourg. There's a couple. It should be. So this is what I was asking before. Like, is England being in Group B embarrassing, or does it allow them to maybe not overextend themselves in these quote unquote glorified friendlies? Like, how much stock are we putting in winning Nations League and being consistent in that? Is it a time to treat it like a friendly where you can try and experiment with lineups, or are you really just trying to win every single game?
If what my theory is correct, that Nations League will eventually, probably maybe not soon, but eventually will be bigger than the Euros because it's going to be a more consistent competition as far as how often it's played.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, if we're going to start to put more and more stock in the Nations League, which I think they should, I think the idea of treating the international game almost like a club sport where there's promotion and relegation, there's groups and the whole nine. If we're going to do that, then I think the only proper thing is that it's going to continue to grow in importance. And I think you should be embarrassed. I mean, who knows how long they stay in Group B, but they should be embarrassed that they were relegated to begin with, especially when people are talking as if England should be one of the favorites to win the World Cup. You lost to a team that didn't even qualify for the World Cup, the same team you couldn't beat in the final of the Euros, and then you get relegated because of it. I mean, at the end of the day, these things are all negative. You haven't won in 5. You haven't scored from open play. All anyone talks about is how this is your golden era. This is your golden generation. You're going into the World Cup with the most, with the best, the deepest national team, the best forwards. You guys are looking great left and right. You're hearing a lot of jokes from us about you losing to America, you losing to Wales, but these things have to start become a little bit of a reality. And I know the U.S. men's national team didn't play well, but these things have to start to scare you a little bit. You might not get out of the group stage if you can't get out of this slump.
Look,
and
the U.S. men's national team has a Nations League trophy. England does not.
And also, we beat our rival. You couldn't even beat Italy.
Right? Losing that 1-0 loss to Italy, I think, did a lot more for the confidence of Italy after, they are missing out on the World Cup this year. Mm-hmm. But it felt like it was a more meaningful game to them. Obviously, I don't know. They need to... They have to take what they can get, right? They have an opportunity to at least remain in Nations League in their group and not get relegated, which is if Italy got relegated, just imagine the news stories around that after already missing the World Cup, and it would have caused a lot more frustration. But this is a look. Gareth Southgate had a comment that
crying into his skull. Oh, someone said, "Where's Jamal when you need him?"
But he basically Gareth Southgate said that he's being essentially being realistic. I don't have the quote in front of me, but he said that my job is going to be, the important part of my job is how we do in the World Cup, not pretty much anything else.
He didn't say that. What did he say? His quote is hilarious. I forgot where I saw it, but Gareth Southgate said, contracts are irrelevant in football.
Right.
I know I'm going to be judged on how well we do in the World Cup, which is his way of saying, don't fire me. What if I distract you with mentioning the World Cup? He might not make it to the World Cup. Is it too late?
He's going to make it to the World Cup.
Is it too late to fire Gareth Southgate?
Yes, it's way too late. You have to let him go to the World Cup. I mean, he's been a good manager. He's gotten them to a Euros final. So I don't understand this is generally how the job as a manager is. You're not going to make everyone happy, because even if you win games, but it's like, no, but he didn't pick the players he should have, or whatever.
Sure, there's always going to be something to complain. But if you are someone who works for the FA, the English national team FA, whatever your version of U.S. soccer is,
the FA, yes,
yeah. If let's say you work there, and part of your job is to be in that conference room when the decision is made about Gareth Southgate, you haven't won in 5. You're heading into the World Cup in the poorest form you've been in since probably in the last 15 years. I forgot what the date was. Roy Hodgson, 2014. So 8 years. You haven't been this bad in 8 years. And you're about to go into a World Cup where it's going to be a relatively rough group stage, because you have two nations who are looking forward to try to beat you.
Right, but you're also the favorites in that group.
Regardless, you're heading in extremely poor form. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. What is your reasoning for not making the decision to sack him and bring someone in who can solidify this team?
All right. Well, that's already the second part is no one else is going to solidify the team. There's no one who's going to sort that out that quickly. And I would argue that England are not in some terrible run of form. They lost.
They've lost in their last 5, and they're
no. They haven't won in their last 5.
They haven't won in the last 5.
They lost 1-0 to Italy. They lost.
They haven't scored.
The 4-0 to Hungary.
The only other team that hasn't played as well as them offensively is San Marino.
They drew to Italy 0-0.
A resort. They are playing as bad as a resort.
They drew to England, to Germany 1-1, and lost Hungary 1-0 before that. So it's not. Yes, are they not scoring? You are correct. It's not. This is not the best situation to be in, but they do have one more game left. Let's see how that goes. It doesn't feel like the players have turned on him or anything of the sort. They've had a bad, rough, couple games. To me, it's not because
remember, you're in a conference.
But I don't value the Nations League, the results.
Oh, you mean the only way to warm up for the World Cup? They've got one match left. Before they go to the World Cup, and you're like, who cares?
I'm not saying who cares.
We just got relegated. It don't matter. Nothing's real, dude.
It's just you got relegated from a friendly. That's all. That's it.
But this is how you qualify. This is how you get into things. This is how you prepare as a nation. It's not like they can prepare against Manchester United.
There's not enough time to. You give them this World Cup, and then you decide. That's it.
So you're willing to forego the peak of your golden generation because you were too scared to make a decision.
Too scared?
Yeah.
What? You should be scared at who is going to come and replace him.
Buddy.
Who's going to come and replace him? Roy Hodgson?
We got options. First of all, Roy Hodgson, he would have to be wheeled to the sideline. But here, we've got options. Here's some names. In fact, if you're in the chat, throw in some names of some options.
Hit subscribe on YouTube if you got some names.
Yo, hell yeah, dude. Be a member, bro. In fact, if you super chat, I guarantee you I'll read your name. I'll read whatever it is you write. Unless it says something that's going to get me canceled. We've got some ideas. 1, Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho is gonna leave his
lured away.
That man is in a Stormzy video. He's at the peak of his career. He's
That's
doing,
what he says.
Okay.
When you call him, all right. So Christian calls Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho goes, Christian.
I prefer not to speak.
Yeah. If I speak, I am in trouble. And Christian's like, wait, I think there's something wrong with your phone. I can't hear you. He goes, no, it's because I have my finger over my mouth. I'm not speaking. Okay. Pochettino is available. Thank you, Bay Area Gooner. What about Pochettino? Terrible option, by the way.
No. It's not enough time.
What about the big man? Scammer from the north. Sam Allardyce.
Old Scam Allardyce. Allardice, as they say. Okay.
That's when he's wheeling and dealing, drinking a pint of red wine.
No. I mean, look, the main.
Hold on, no, I'm not done.
All right.
How about Steve Cooper, which is the Nottingham Forest manager, if I'm not mistaken, would be a great option.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going to go anywhere. Eddie Howe, not going to go anywhere. Sam Deitch would get them playing in a style that would probably get them really far in the World Cup.
Just the old Burnley manager?
Bro, just Route 1, my G. I need 8 of you in here, and I need 2 of you out there.
Everybody's wearing goalkeeper gloves.
Bro, all right, guess what? I'm calling up 11 center backs. The heaviest one's play center back. The lightest one is a forward.
Patrick Vieira? That's actually not a bad shout, but he's not going anywhere. Look,
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Hold
on, Jurgen Klinsmann.
Pep Guardiola. Of course. Yeah.
No. Jurgen Klinsmann ain't got no job. Jurgen Klinsmann ain't got no job.
I thought you said Klopp. Anyway.
No, Klinsmann.
No.
Arsene Wenger.
Fans wouldn't support it. It would be too problematic.
Arsene Wenger, dude.
The safer decision is to keep Gareth Southgate there.
So look, we are really getting into. Hold on, we're getting into the mind of Christian Polanco.
If you replace him now.
Your thing is to sit and hold on to mediocrity for longer because that's easier than taking a chance, going for a home run. That's a reference the English will understand. Then a Hail Mary toss.
You can strike out pretty. You could look really bad swinging for the fences.
You've looked bad. Not getting any hits.
You look worse if you swing for a home run.
Here's what I'm saying.
And you miss.
It's 2-2.
Terribly.
You need to win to get into the playoffs. And I'm saying go up there and Panenka, baby.
You need
That's what I'm saying.
You need consistency, stability, trust with a manager, especially an international manager, that the players that you don't get a lot of time with them.
You
don't get a lot.
You read a book about relationships and now you're trying to bring this into this.
Okay.
I'm saying we go out, we go to a bar, things ain't going well at home, right?
Okay.
You get a little drunk and you see who you wake up next to.
Exactly. Right.
Sam Aller, guys. No, I shouldn't have drank that pint glass of red wine.
No. There's no. It would be wildly irresponsible to get rid of Gareth Southgate right now. That's it. You will have a worse result at the World Cup.
Give me 3 reasons why it's too irresponsible. Let me finish. To replace someone who has absolutely, abjectly failed over the last few months. And that is how you will be going into the World Cup. And there are some questions as to whether he's lost the locker room or not. Knowing that, what are 3 reasons why we should keep him?
There are questions that he's lost the locker room.
Yeah.
According to whom exactly?
Me, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, bro.
3 reasons. Like I said, you need a level of.
The Bay Area going to say Christian's Everton is showing.
You need.
Give me 3 reasons.
Everton,
3 reasons.
Who have lost manager after manager after 6 months, and how has that worked out?
Christian's like, you got to trust them because the English national team's getting a new stadium, and we don't want to be relegated to the championship. Give me 3 reasons.
I'm telling you, you need consistency with your manager, and as far as just the confidence in the players that they're gonna play and whatever system that they've been playing in for I don't know. Gareth Southgate's been there 4 years, last 3 years. That consistency. That I'm saying the same thing. Just that
Andrew Johnson said his fancy vests.
The trust. Just the fact that if you bring in another manager and you change whatever system is in place, I think you will hurt the confidence of the players that are already there. You won't know who's going to be. They don't know if they're going to get called up to World Cup or not. They don't know. They need a leader to follow.
Hold on.
And they trust.
Let me
Gareth
answer before
Southgate.
you get to the other 2, and I do want 2 others because I don't agree with you. Before you get to that.
No, I want more because the reasons you have given me are not sufficient.
No, you gave me
for
1.
my stupid questions.
You gave me 1, and I don't think that's enough because here's the truth. If for some reason Greg Berhalter were to get sacked tomorrow, maybe something comes out where he was like, I think the Cooligans should be hired, and U.S. Soccer was like, well, then clearly we have to fire this man. Let's say we're sacked tomorrow. The next thing that would happen is they would hire somebody. And the thing that would happen immediately after that is that person, whoever they are, would get on the phone with their players. And they would say, hey, I want you to know this is the style I'm going to play. Right. I believe in you. I'm going to call you in.
How many training sessions are you going to have before the World Cup to be able to implement those things?
I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying...
So what? That is not a valid reason?
No, because you haven't given... Hold on, I'm answering your 1 reason. There's confidence and all that. You will get a phone call from the manager. You will get a sense of, am I in this person's plans or not? You're going to get a sense of, does this person trust me or not? It's not just going to be a big question mark until the World Cup squad is announced.
Of course.
So, number 1, I'm not so sure that that's a big enough reason because I think there's enough to counter that. Especially if you bring someone in...
Why would the players trust that this manager has the best in mind for the whole team and for them as an individual? They haven't worked with them.
I don't get that because it doesn't matter.
You don't think players... we've spoken to players and they've been like, yo, this coach is trash. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. Whatever. Yeah. You don't think that's going to happen? Especially with no time to prepare. You haven't worked together.
Okay, first of all, players are in a group chat, right? If you and I get a phone call from our agent and I get a phone call and they're like, hey, Alexis, I just want to say, cool, you guys doing a good job. I'll be like, yo, man, I had a phone call with our agent. It was real short. And you're like, what are you talking about? We talked for 2 hours.
Right.
We had a good time. I'll be like, oh, no. I'm not in the plans. There's ways where you can figure that out. It's not just this big question mark. Like, I don't think they have the best intentions for me. You'll know that in the phone call. You'll know that in the conversation.
Bro, you don't know that until you're actually playing and how the coach manages and what decisions they make and what subs they make. Forget all this, bro. That's it.
Okay, so what are the other 2 options? Because I still don't think that's good enough.
This is done. You're never going to accept any reason I give.
No, I will accept it if they're good. So 1 is you're not going to have confidence in the new manager. And 2, you said it was like not enough to bond?
For the players to learn the system and be prepared for a World Cup.
Okay, can I rebut that? What if it's a very rudimentarily easy system? What if it is someone like a Sam Deitch and he comes in and goes, "All right, fellas."
Then the risk is the fans are like, "This is trash. I hate watching this. We're not winning." Or
have you seen what they're saying now?
I'm just saying. Look. It will be worse if you get rid of Southgate. That's a fact.
I think
it would be a complete mess. Just be mad at him at the World Cup and move on. That's it, because it will be worse if you get rid of him.
I'm putting in a poll because I just don't agree. I think right now might be the time to replace Gareth Southgate. You've got one more match. It's probably not enough, but at least you'll have that little bit of a camp in the run-up to the first match in the World Cup, where you get a chance to say, like, "All right, fellas, this is, everyone is agreeing with you, by the way." Or at least 2/3 are agreeing with you. And maybe it is a little too late, but if you are England, you cannot go into this World Cup with a lot of confidence. The next match you have to win, like, by sheer dominance.
Which may not happen. I don't even know who they play. They play either Italy, Germany, or Hungary. I'm assuming it's Germany. I think Germany's the last team that they haven't played. Yeah,
it is Germany. Oh, bro.
Yeah, and it's not. And Germany's not playing well either. So they could
about
use
to get dusted though.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Germany's also been in some poor form as well.
Well, this match is, by the time you're listening to this match already happened, but it's
Right.
happening right after we record this. So maybe I sound like an idiot, or maybe some of y'all are like, "Hey man, this Alexis got some good ideas."
Okay.